Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Premier Preview. I am Cole Exner McHenry, back with a couple members of High Coast. They are a top-seeded team right now in Premier. They are doing really well in Mythic Cups. They're fresh off of their win there. So I really appreciate them joining me tonight. Today I talked with Djay, PwnAlone, and Ben1337. So a really fun episode. Big shout out to Monster for throwing the whole interview together and getting everything worked out, man. Huge shout out to that guy. That guy's working his butt off. So I just want to go ahead and first off shout out him before the video gets started. I also want to ask you all to like and subscribe to the video. Really appreciate all of the feedback. I'll be working on power rankings. I believe we're not starting just yet. The premier season, I believe it starts in a little while. So stay tuned for that. But other than that, guys, I will be back with some more content here shortly. Thank you so much for watching, and enjoy the video. Hello. Welcome back to another episode of Premier Preview. I am joined by a couple members of High Coast. We got Djay, PwnAlone, and Ben1337.
Thank you.
Good. Thank you.
Doing pretty good.
Yeah, pleasure to be here. Feels good after a nice win.
Yeah, so before we get a little bit into that, I want to talk about a little bit about last season, kind of reminisce and give people some backgrounds on last season. Starting off with last season, you all want to give me a little bit of your goals going into it? Like, was your goal ultimately to try and get the move up spot, or was it a little bit maybe more of a stepping stone for next season?
Yeah, that was our sole intention. Last season was definitely make Pro League. I feel like we could have done it, but it's just unlucky. Team One played very well, and they're a good team. They've improved a lot throughout the season. But yeah, that was our main goal, was to get the Pro League spot for sure, and we just couldn't do it in the end. But
Well, we hit a little bit of a slump towards the end of that, ESEA playoffs and the last couple events that we played in. We're going through like a little bit of a down period.
Do you want to talk a little bit about what led to that slump?
I couldn't say if it was anything in particular. Yeah, it could have been like burnout, because we had been playing like a lot. We had been going for maybe like 6 or 8 months, like nonstop with regular practice every week. So it could have been burnout, or we just sort of just slumped towards the end and missed our chances.
Yeah. That makes sense. But you guys mentioned Team One a little bit. Do you want to talk a little bit about like them kind of being your rivals last season and what it was like kind of having to deal with them, because you took them down in the regular season, but then it felt like in playoffs you guys couldn't get anything going. Was that probably part of the slump, or were they just like having themselves a game in playoffs?
I think in the playoff game, we played them on train, and it was like we were up 15-14.
Oh yeah, you guys nearly
And it went into OT, and we ended up losing. But I threw a 3-2 after plant inner, and then we lost that game, and then that just like hurt us mentally going into the second map, and then we just lost the upper bracket final doing that, and then in the grand final we just couldn't get anything going, and they played very well, and the veto went towards their way like heavily. I
think that they definitely did some prep work. They had a good idea of the way that we like to play, and showed that they know how to counter us and get involved in the mid rounds and shut us down in certain areas.
Well, we played them in IEM New York.
Yeah, right before that.
We lost the 3 just a couple weeks before the grand final, so it might have been in the back of our minds,
Yeah.
I feel like we threw the first map on Nuke for sure in that tournament.
Yeah.
So.
Well, on top of that, they probably had more like demos to watch of you all, so that doesn't help ever. You have so much when you play teams so often. You feel like they just know everything that you're gonna do.
Well, all of them individually are really good.
Oh yeah,
so they're tough.
Moving on a little bit from that, I kind of want to talk a little bit about IEM New York. Was it IEM New York? Was it IEM Beijing that you all took down?
I think it was New York. New
York, yeah. So you all made it out of groups there. Was that kind of your goal in that tournament? And what were you all expecting after you were able to take down Furia?
You could take this, Ben.
I mean, we were just like really hyped, and we just like, I don't know, we were just ecstatic when we beat them, and it gave
Yeah.
us a lot of confidence. Like going into it, just like seeing what we can do, like as a team, and if we actually like push ourselves to do whatever we want, we
Right.
can see what we can do in the mid rounds and late round against anybody. So
Yeah, going in, our goal initially was just to make it out of groups, so
Yeah.
like securing that, and then knowing that if we beat Furia, we get the better seed. It ended up like giving us like a big confidence boost. Granted, like Team One was still
Yeah, it was Team 1 on
somehow the
other
tougher
end.
opponent. Yeah, and they definitely
Somehow.
have our number.
I think Fury probably came in there like not very prepared for us because
Yeah.
they're probably thinking
No,
they
exactly.
could beat us. And Team One, they had to prepare for us. They had to. There's no
Right.
way they didn't.
Yeah.
yeah, they're
Yeah.
definitely doing their research against their opponents, like seeing out what they can do, like what strats they can do that'll counter an opponent, or just like simple little pushes, stuff like that.
Infancies.
Yeah,
And Art as an individual is incredible, and during
Yeah.
games is like finding his ways into spots that you didn't know
Yeah.
like he could get to. Yeah, he's really good at that.
I'm on nuke and he just goes through the door every
oh yeah,
time. I
Yep.
think I was watching the time that he would walk through that door. I was like, oh,
He ran through the door to the other side of the vent and got
Yeah.
2 kills, and then went down the vent, and then took, I don't know, it's just a lot of rounds
Yeah.
were just like single-handedly won by him making like some big play or finding himself in a really forward spot.
It's so fun to watch him. But talking a little bit about playoffs, I know we kind of touched on it, like the slumping. But what are some of the key reasons, like other than having to play the same opponent? I feel like was it mostly burnout for the playoffs, or was it kind of like a feeling of like maybe I think you guys were losing your org at the time, so that kind of playing a factor in it as well.
There was a lot of things that were going on behind the scenes actually too. I can't really speak on that one, but the org losing the org because they let us know before that happened,
yeah,
and
Before
just-
playoffs?
yeah, and just I don't know. I feel like we were burned out a lot because we were
Right.
playing like DJ said nonstop the whole time, and just Team One. I mean, they're good too. So
Yeah.
a couple weeks before that, the
A
New
tough
York.
opponent.
There's a bunch of factors going into that one. They were feeling confident because they beat us on the I Am New York, and they probably did a lot more research than we did against them.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's just a lot of factors contributing to the loss there.
Yeah.
yeah. For me, playoffs, I was definitely like burnt out, and it was getting towards the end of the year, and I was just like looking forward to the break, but like I was just putting in a lot of time in, and we just weren't seeing results, and that's just frustrating too as an IGL. So yeah,
It's like Team One is also one of those teams that we knew we were going to play in towards the end of the year, and we
Yeah.
didn't actually get to play against them at all in terms of like practice. So other than the one best of one that we played against them during regular season, and then like maybe there's a chance that we played them in like a cup or something, but I don't even think that happened. So it was just, they did their homework. It was like a culmination of all these factors like coming together. They obviously put in the work. We were slumping. The org was, looking to part ways, obviously because of COVID had
COVID,
impacted
yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
So like maybe players were maybe exploring options, stuff like that. So we weren't exactly in the highest point
Yeah.
that we could have been
Yeah.
going in. And obviously, with our end goal being that we wanted to secure that pro league spot, is just worst case scenario.
Well,
Definitely a learning experience for us.
I think that's the farthest any of us have made it too, if I'm not
Yeah,
mistaken.
that's my first time in the grand finals of
Yeah.
ESEA.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't remember.
So
And it was kind of a slapper. Not gonna lie, we did get beat up a little bit.
Quick game, yeah.
Yeah.
big
But, I
games
mean,
all around.
It's always next season. Or this
Oh, of
season
course.
now. But I kind of want to move on from last season and kind of move on to the Mythic Cup and next season as well, because Mythic Cup was kind of the first time we at least got to see you all play against, since you all last kind of played in the finals. It wasn't the full roster you all were playing with the stand-in of Boo and RCF, but you all looked really good, really impressive. The first thing I want to ask with the Mythic Cup specifically is, were you all like letting RCF and Boo do their thing, or was there an actual like set plan for them in the tournament?
Yeah, we're kind of just letting them do what they want, whatever they're comfortable with.
Yeah.
Like, I'm always adapting around my teammates. RCF, he's a very skilled opper, and Booby's a really good playmaker. And just having the double up like setup and using it off spawns, it felt really nice to play with them.
Yeah, no, that was one of the things I was gonna like talk about was the fact that you had Pwn and RCF both opping, which has to be so nice to play with because I feel like every round you all were getting the opening picks, and then on the other side of the map you get another opening pick. It'd just be a 5v3. At least on
it makes
Inferno.
the game. It makes the game a lot easier when you have two people constantly just opening up your rounds and getting you number advantages. That's for sure.
Happened a lot on Overpass too. They were opening up the bump set on B a lot.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Booby and Rodrigo have natural chem. Obviously, they were playing on Gaming for like a couple months, so bringing them in and we had played with Booby obviously before, so bringing them in was pretty natural, and they worked together well. And Brandon knows how we play, so it was just sort of natural the way we fit together, and we definitely let them, call off spawns, play what they were good at, and it seemed to work pretty well for us.
Yeah, that all makes sense. That seems. I also want to talk about a little bit about what it's like playing with RCF on Inferno because I think he dropped like 60 kills in 2. He had like 230 bombs.
It was close.
Like, was that just like such easy maps for you all? Like,
yeah, I
watching
mean,
him destroy everyone.
honestly, just playing with him and Booby, it's like it just feels like pretty natural playing with them, and the flow of the game, it just goes so smooth, and it seems like everything just went in our direction, and no one could stop us, honestly.
Yeah, Inferno's definitely one of his home maps, I would guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thinking.
What was that?
I think he was fragging.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. He's fragging out.
But now I kind of want to talk a little bit about your final opponent of Triumph. Do you think they're going to be a tough opponent later on once they get a little more grounded and a little more practice? Because I believe it's like 4 new players on that roster with Shake. So, maybe like some of your like primary focuses on that roster.
Yeah, they definitely just need like more practice because I know Shake, he has like a system that takes time, and they just need to like play with each other, get more reps, and yeah, they'll definitely improve. And yeah, we'll see what happens. And
we're gonna get better too, though. We're gonna get better too, though. So.
I think they individually have a couple great players. Like B Wills is definitely a standout player. Shake is an IGL, like Ben is saying, he has a system he wants to implement. So, like and Cooper as an opper individually is definitely talented enough to do well. So once they sort of get their things together, I'm sure they'll look better.
Yeah. Kind of the last question. I have a couple other, but the last question I could think of right now is, what are your goals for this season? Is it the up? Are you guys trying to get to that position finally?
Oh yeah, we're hunting for that pro spot.
Yeah.
Pro spot 100%. It's the only thing on our mind, really.
Yeah. We all have some pretty clear, some really well-defined goals right now, and that's definitely one of them. Is just nab this pro spot and do everything that we can to improve ourselves as a team and just look better.
Constant improvement.
Sounds good. That's good goals to have. Now I want to talk. I kind of finish off every episode with talking a little bit about the new ESEA changes because there are a lot of them. But what are the I guess each of you can go for this answer. But what are some of your all's favorite changes when it ESEA here?
Honestly, I like the groups. I like the system that they have now. I like how it's round robin and we're playing best of threes against everybody.
Yeah.
Instead of best of ones, because anybody can win a best of one.
Yeah.
On a singular map. So best of threes is gonna be fun. More matches, really. It's almost more matches, especially if you go 2-1 or something like that. It's more matches played, so more time to develop and just
better,
get more
bigger map pools.
Yeah.
ESEA has just been playing this sort of league format for so long that it's nice to finally get something fresh in. And BO3s are really the way to determine who is doing well in the regular season and how you should earn that playoff spot. Like BO1s always have the element of randomness, and getting to ban every single map that you don't play sort of just caters to the weak teams that only have like 2-3 maps that they're good at. So I'm a big fan. Yeah, BO3s are definitely big change. Round robin, group stages. Like this is what we've been asking for a while. It's just it took Valorant coming and like laying down a hammer on the scene for them to really, ESL to really just change their mind on some of these things, I guess.
Yeah, I guess that's kind of the goodness of competition, but
oh, for sure, it's good and it's bad.
Yeah, I mean, it's clearly had some long-term effects that we got to recover from, but there's some silver linings here apparently. But yeah, from a broadcasting point of view, I definitely agree. Even like the best of threes are just better for view, like, altogether.
Yeah,
I saw that the Mythic Cup, although they do a really good job of promoting it, had like 1,300 viewers for the best of three finals or grand finals, and that was like, pretty smashing. Like, you guys 2-0'd them, so even having that many people to watch the game is pretty good compared to, like, I don't know, some of the playoff games not even getting casted. So I'm excited.
Yeah, hopefully the ESEA Cash Cups will be pretty big too in viewership, and since they're changing that, so ESEA's trying to step it up. Just hopefully it takes off.
Yeah, well, I mean, obviously this is something I've got to talk to people with about, but like trying to get the actual ESEA cash cups, because long term I feel like if they don't gain anything from the cash cups, they're just throwing 15K out.
Yeah, I feel like they're investing a lot of money to just like not stream on the ESEA.
Well, sure they will now.
I thought that they were trying to put them on the ESL like main pages.
I think
like
that's main Tuesday matches.
Oh, is that league match? Okay,
no,
league matches that's probably right.
Tuesday, I think they're doing the ESL studio, which that's cool. But
if they are throwing this much money at it, like I would hope that they're going to put in the effort necessary to make it like a sustainable thing. So it's not just, look, we're pumping all this money into the scene. Why isn't it working? You know, like
if that's the case, though, I feel like they're just not learning from the mistakes. Like,
I'm sure. No, there's actually been some good discussion from the group, the NA Discord, where all the organization owners and league developers and stuff like that, like they're getting involved in the conversation of how to actually benefit the scene long term. So I think there's been some beneficial stuff coming out of there.
I'm sure they'll get it. I mean, 30K though that's kind of my last question. Are you all planning on participating in those last two cash cups?
Yeah. We got invited. We got invited to the first one so far, so we're definitely playing in that one.
That's nice.
We're looking to make our mark and nab a little extra cash for sure.
Awesome. Yeah, I mean, that's all I've got for you all. Is there anything you want to shout out before we head out?
Hey, Mom, what's up?
Shout out High Coast.
Yes. Shout out to High Coast for sure.
Yeah.
These guys are NA saviors.
Yep. Shout out Lofa manager, Rob our owner. Yeah, that's it.
Joe the coach. Gotta give a shout out to Joe.
Yeah,
he puts in a lot of work.
He was super helpful in setting up this. So big shout out to him for that. That's a lot of work.
The best coach in NA right now.
I agree.
Hey.
But yeah, that's all I got for y'all. Thank you so much for joining. And
no, thanks for having us. Yeah, appreciate it.